Shall we continue? Farmer's wife. The cotton crop is but yesterday's. Yesterday's means it's a past event. You can't bring it back. You can't change it. But our family, yesterday our family was there. Today's also there. Tomorrow also will be there. So how can I leave them? How often I had drowned in it. Drowning means totally involving. Here, totally involving. How often have I drowned in it? How many times have I escaped death? So, just with a hairbreadth difference, I escaped death in our family. I completely involved here. Whether you abused or reviled me, revile means humiliate. Whether you abused or reviled me, kicked me when you were drunk. You came drinking. Drinking means not coffee, juice, milk or anything, alcohol. It's not so narcotic drinks. Kicked me when you were drunk. When you were drunk, you lost your conscience. When reached home, whatever your expectation is not reached, then you used to kick me. I used to escape from death in a hairbreadth length. Why? Because you don't know, you never knew where you kicked. Maybe in some places where I may lose my life. It's not so. So, how many times I escaped death, whether you abused. Abuse means scold. Abuse means scold. Whether you abused or reviled me, kicked me when you were drunk. I thought he is but a man. Whatever it may be a humiliation, maybe a death blow, maybe a scoldings, whatever it may be, I just left it off just with the thought that you are a man. The society is male dominated. Male can do anything on females. So in that thought, I just did not remember it again. Little did I dream. That means I never dreamt. Little did I dream means I never dreamt you would deal me a death blow like this. Death, your death is a death blow for my existence. See, in the beginning, virtuous means very good. You may understand it better, I think. Yes, very good person. Dharmatma, virtuous and you are gone. Poor sinner that time remain before your creditors. Who has given loan. This is an idiom phrase which means helpless condition. Helpless condition. True, the crops are gone. Gone means here, destroyed. Here in this poem, yes, of course, because of flood or famine, the crop was gone. The debt remained. Whatever loan you took from other people, that remained. The debt remained. Our dignity hit in the dust. Dignity means self-respect. Dignity means self-respect. Our dignity hit in dust. Our hearts turned to water. Of course, our heart turned to water means we are not being able to bear all these problems. In our inner strength, it's not sufficient to bear all this strength. But how did you imagine my back would bear the burden of 4 children? In this condition, how did you think of me that I could bear the burden of these 4 children all alone? Normally in these villages, in farmer's family, it would be a joint family. His aged parents will be there. This woman had to look after these old people, together the children, not 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that, the continues. So she had 4 children. How did you think of me that I could bear the burden of these 4 children? Children won't be a burden for a mother. Of course, I agree. But in this condition, as she is not well educated, and moreover, in farmer family, normally the in and out of the financials won't be known to the ladies, to the women. The people or the farmers think that they need not involve these women in their financial activities. So whatever they earn, whatever they spend, they think of themselves and decide themselves. In earlier ages, in remote areas where the women are not educated, if they need anything, they'll give. And moreover, in low middle class family, 2 sarees per year, 2 dresses per year for children are everyone. That's also during Deepavali. That's finished. In between, they are not supposed to ask. So whatever they want, they can't ask. That means all their feelings are restricted. That's why the debt remained. Our dignity, our self-respect, that hit in the dust. Our hearts turned to water. But how did you imagine my back would bear the burden of 4 children? I had to take care of these 4 children. How could you think that it's possible for me to make these children well educated and to take the responsibility of the family? You saw your crop destroyed. In front of your eyes only, your crop destroyed. You took loan from other people, paying much interest, agreeing to pay high interest, everything in front of your eyes only, the crop destroyed. But what of the harvest of my womb? Harvest of my womb is children. This is the crop of my womb. These children are the crop of my womb. You can leave your crops to the wind, just with the thought that they are waste. But how can I leave my children without caring? without making them to grow as a perfect or complete person. What of the harvest of my womb? Harvest of my womb refers to children. Here, can I leave them to the wind like worm-eaten cotton pods? Metaphor. Can I leave these children to wind? That means just without care. As we leave these worm-eaten cotton pods, these worm-eaten cotton pods are useless. You won't get market for them. They are mere waste. You just leave them to the wind. So how can I leave my harvest, my womb's harvest, like worm-eaten cotton pods? I had to care them. But how? Can I leave them to the wind like worm-eaten cotton pods? It takes a moment to die. To decide to die, it takes just a moment. But open your mouth and ask, what of this? Why is this? These two questions, although she asked with her dead husband, this is the question to the society. What of this? Why is this? Why this decision of suicide? What of this? What is this pathetic condition of a farmer or his family? Open your mouth and ask. Now, here needs a firm heart. Firm means very strong heart, not sitting and crying for your departure. We had to strengthen our heart to face the future. That's very important. One side, these hungry children. One side, another side, these creditors who ask the money, ask the loan and its interest. And another side, no penny at home, no money at home to bring at least the necessities. And the responsibility is on the shoulders of these women, of these farmers' wives. What could be done? So, now needs a firm heart to teach my children to clench a fist. Fist means, yes, what we say, mushti. Yeah. To clench. Clench means hold tightly. Hold it tight. Normally, this clench word is used to hold our fist tightly. Okay. Sorry. To teach my children to clench a fist, not merely for a handful of rice. We had to decide. We had to be very firm to live, to earn, to lead a contented life, to lead a happy life, to decide our future. Now, to teach my children to clench a fist, not merely for a handful of rice, not to grow alternate crops or to overcome this financial problem, but in battle. Which battle? The battle of life. Life is a battle. We had to fight it. We had to fight it. So sometimes we may win, sometimes we may lose. The battle will be going on till our last breath. From our first breath on earth to till last breath, the battle of life will be going on. Whether you wish or not, you had to fight. We have to fight with this battle. So many people will come across on the way, but we are not supposed to leave off the battle. We are not supposed to turn back to this battle. We had to face and fight. That is how we had to develop our nature according to her. Here, these farmers' children, they had to clench their fist, not for a handful of rice, not to earn money to fulfill their daily needs. But in battle, I must leave. In this battle of life, they had to clench their fist. When will you clench your fist? When you make a firm decision, you will clench your fist, right? Yeah, so you had to decide firmly, not for a handful of rice. Handful of rice means just to fill your stomach. But I must leave. I means each and every child of the suicided farmer, it had to leave. I must embrace life, not death. The people, they had to make their heart so strong that they should be able to face all problems with all bravery, because if problem is there, solution also will be there. We had to find, that's it. Some problems, they'll be solved so easily and some slowly, but each and every problem will be solved without any question, without any doubt. There will be a solution. Normally we used to curse God. My God, He has given me all the problems. His intention may be different. His intention may be different. You know, when we take a rock, we hit it, and the sculptures, they hit it, they snatch it, they bend it, they cut it to make a beautiful idol. If the rock denies to have all these hits, it will remain at the doorstep to make people to step on it. If it bears all these hits and take the shape of the idol, the passer who stands on the other rock, he will bow his head in front of this idol, right? So we had to face the problems in such a way that we had to live with the dignity. I must live, I must embrace life, not death. Embrace life and the struggle of life. We had to accept the life. We had to accept the problems, however they come, not just turning our back and suiciding, going away from life, being not able to face the problems. Here is the farmers also, they turned back from the problems. They could have been faced it. Yes, sir. So the family would have been led a better life, but they didn't. That's what happened in this case also. Yeah. But I was born with the head bent. I was born with the head bent means bearing all the humiliations. Bearing all the humiliations. In young age, our relatives, not our relatives, the relatives of the child, female child, or the society may comment wrongly for getting proper education, for dressing well, for talking well, for being a great orator. But who succeeds in life? Those who face everything positively and overcomes all the problems to reach their goal will succeed, whether it's male or female. But female, the restriction. Just imagine your brother and yourself. You are going out to your friend's house and returning home at 8 o'clock evening. Why are you late? Mother asks with son. I went to my friend's house. Up to 8, she says. Yes, ma, I had some work, he says. Mother keeps silent. Another day, her daughter almost of the same age, she goes to her friend's house and returns at 8 p.m. What were you doing? I went to my friend's house, ma. I had some work there, you used to say. Do you know, you are a lady. You had to come alone on the road. Who will take the responsibility? Why can't you come earlier? Otherwise, you could have been called me. I could have been sent your brother to pick you. Why you came alone? You are so irresponsible. The line continues. But the same situation for boy and girl, but the response is different. A boy, he goes alone at night, 7 or 8 o'clock, let it be, not midnight, 8 o'clock, nobody bothers. But if a girl, she goes alone at night with the knotted eyebrows, with the little scrilly eyes, with a bitter thought, people watch her. Why? This is why I used to say the society is male dominated. Although nowadays girls, they learn karate, kung fu, etc., or the so many self-protective fields. They shine in the society, everything. But the brand of our society, male dominated, is still prevailing, not at all erased. That we had to know. Got it? Yeah. Any doubt here? If you have any doubt, you can ask. You can ask, you can call me and ask. But children, when some children, not all, I used to say again and again in all videos while explaining about writing the examination, you are not supposed to write only words for fill the blanks. You won't get marks for that. And also only tags for question tag. You have to write the sentence and then tag, then only it's meaningful, or else it's meaningless. And I felt so sorry for not being able to give marks for many papers for such answers. I need not tell the names. You know how you wrote. Good, anyhow. Now next. So the Telugu writer, P. Lalita Kumari, her pen name is Volga. Volga is the longest river in the world. Broadest is Ganga, right? Yeah. Volga is the pen name of the well-known Telugu writer P. Lalita Kumari. Actually, she was born in Guntur, Andhra Pradesh, Guntur, one of the big towns and education centers in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So, her works, her literary works, they reflect her stories, novels and poetry, they reflect the well-articulated feminist positions without compromising either the quality of literary form or failing to represent the reality of the characters. In her poetry, metaphor not only facilitates form, but also celebrates the ideas depicted. What is metaphor? Metaphor is a figure of speech where we compare two things exactly as one another. Not like one another, exactly like one another. Got it? That is metaphor, figure of speech. You might have been learned in high school classes. So, do you feel it difficult to follow my English? I think, is it clear? Yeah. And here, the character is here only one, the farmer's wife. She explains her pathetic condition without compromising anywhere, giving suitable metaphors wherever needed to highlight her pathetic condition after the death of her husband. Got it? After the death of her husband. So, feminist position. She is a feminist. We had to accept. Olga is feminist in nature because all her works, not only this poem, all her works reflects the pathetic condition of women and support her. Here also, indirectly, she supports the women, saying that she has that inner strength. The farmer's wife has the inner strength to bring up her children, making them internally strong to face the life, not to commit suicide. Facing any problem, they can lead the life without the second thought of suicide, is the thought of Volga. And this Lalita Kumari, she stresses this in all her work, even in this farmer's wife also. And her metaphors, they celebrate the ideas, they support the ideas. They not only highlights the ideas, they supports the ideas hereby. So, cotton crop is selected here because the farmer suicide cases, in many farmer suicide cases, the cotton crop failure itself is the reason for these suicide cases. So in cotton, two varieties are there. One type of cotton is used to make cotton used to make our bed and all. Another type, it is used to make cloth. So 3D cotton you used to see, for which they used to purchase the seeds from an MNCs, and this is the reason for these farmers' suicide. I'll continue in the next class.